Imperialism is the highest stage of capitalism, or so it is written. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Thought Shop with your girl, Maxine. And I know it's kind of been like a month, and this video is only, well, you can look at the thing, but it's only about 10 minutes long. Scripting, it takes a while. It's difficult, at least for me. But you're lucky you get a well thought out argument. Instead of like my old videos where I would just go off the cuff. This is the second recording of this video. If you watched the first recording of the video, you would realize that I forgot to turn on the microphone. So, I have to re-record the entire thing. But I'm kind of late to the party on the whole U.S. International piracy stuff and, some electoral things that are going to be touched on in this video. But remember, if you like this video, like it, subscribe, comment, whatever. Anyways, let's get into it. There are many today in our movement that will defend imperial dogma with their lives to protect and sharpen the tools of these oppressors in order to push forward their differences from the failures of those, as they would say, as fake socialist dictatorships. If you take anything from this video, take it now. If you repeat any of the talking points of the Imperial Core, you're only strengthening the power of the Imperial Core. As socialists within the Imperial Core, it is important for us to not be like the fascist warmongers and the genociders, and to not be like our comrades who, like Zoran Mamdani, are far too quick to concede to the imperialist talking points on dictatorships and socialism. Who can decide that which is a dictatorship when the United States supports and has propped up dozens of dictatorships, has strong-armed nations such as Venezuela, Cuba, and North Korea through economic embargoes and military might? The calling of these people's nations that are solely trying to defend themselves from imperialist aggression is not a dictatorship, but a reaction against the imperial core of the First World. Calling these countries trying to develop socialism in Latin America dictatorships with no other cause than kowtowing to the imperial machine. We must therefore fully reject any answer to any question on dictatorship or respond in kind with of the proletariat. Because the working class will never be free so long as the so-called socialists of the imperial core continue to make concessions towards capital and imperialism. Regardless of if one thinks that Venezuela or Colombia or any other nation, be it in Latin America or Africa or Asia, is socialist. We cannot allow nor stand for the oppressor to continue to warp the mind of the proletariat, that being the working classes, that these nations and these people are not fighting for their own freedom. The freedom to break the chains of capitalism, to succeed from imperial and colonial ambitions of the First World through economic exploitation, and to free themselves. Lenin explained in Imperialism is the highest stage of capitalism that the finance capital will continuously seek to forward their economic capital domination in order to gain more capital. The exploitation of the imperialized and the constant wars against them whether that be the proletarian state or the national bourgeois protectionist state, will seek forward in this the complete control or the proxy control of these nations and their wealth by industrial capital. All this is for gains of the profit rather than for the working classes or for the people in the core, as the social chauvinist stated back in the 1910s and 20s. As Lenin stated, the world has already been divided into the imperial blocks that the imperialist can exploit, right? And any country or any nation or any people that try to break free of this will face the aggression of the imperial nations, because that is what capital needs in order to survive in the modern day. Because the first world has been fully exploited and they need this. But we, the socialists of the imperial core, cannot and will not be able to free nor liberate the working classes, the peoples of another nation, the working classes of another nation. Just as the bourgeois and capital cannot free nor liberate the working classes from their bondage. Our goal is to deny the power of the bourgeoisie and the imperialists have over the proletariat, to achieve greatness here. But in order to achieve the greatness here in the imperial core, we must be aligned as socialists with the third world and stand in stark contrast to the imperial core's doctrine at all costs. This is not something everyone will be willing to do. The propaganda has been drilled into our heads for so long. This refusal to break the ingrained propaganda that is drilled in our heads will only lead us down into more and more egregious beliefs until eventually our socialism is so watered down, like that of the Second International, that the liberation of the oppressed is forgotten for simple gains of the working class within the capitalist system. We will start to think and believe that democracy is a two or more party system where capital reigns and the bourgeoisie rule. That freedom is the ability to go hungry because you got sick and missed work. That equality is the idea anyone can become a billionaire or even a trillionaire like Elon Musk if they work hard enough. We must take pages from the books of the socialists of the 20th century and learn to self-criticize again, to look at other nations and to ask questions. Why are they struggling? Why is their political system the way that it is? In that we will notice that capitalism is the cause of all the problems facing not only the third world, which has been colonialized, imperialized, and desecrated by capital, and the first world, but also that which oppresses us. If we can assist these nations or assist our fellow worker who is oppressed under the boot of the imperial core, that being the United States, the EU, and Russia, then we will also free not only ourselves but the world in the process. These are the goals of the socialists of the imperial core. And with that, that was this is Thought Shop. And with solidarity, goodbye.